Hello and welcome to Gamescom. We're from Victory Games here, and we're live in the CNC demo room. We're live in the CNC demo room. You can see all around us, this is the heart of the action here. There's tons of gamers trying out Command & Conquer for the first time. We're going to be your hosts for this excursion into CNC. So, some introductions here. I'm Matt Marcoux, I'm from Victory Games.
And I'm Jason Savopoulos, also from Victory Games, and today we have an awesome treat for you guys. The build that you guys will be seeing very soon is something that we personally have been working on for a very long time. Some changes that were desperately needed for the community have been done here, and we can't wait to get into it.
And joining us, Miss Melanie Mack.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here. First time at Gamescom ever. I keep getting lost, but it's a good kind of lost because there's just like awesome stuff everywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah, Melanie's going to be helping us out this week, doing some awesome interviews. You want to tell us a little bit about what you have plans?
Oh, I've got some secrets planned up my sleeve. I'm going to get some cool interviews going. I know us fans of Command & Conquer have so many questions, and I'm going to get those questions answered. I'm going to work on getting the hard questions answered too, so be sure to let me know what questions you want answered. I'll check that out.
Cool, cool. So, Jason, what do we have in store for everyone this week?
All right, so today we have 5 days of 5 awesome hours of exclusive CNC content. So today we have interviews from the Victory Games staff. We have booth tours with yours truly over here. And then also behind the scenes segments of stuff that's all around here. So I don't want to give too much away here. And of course, your first time seeing the alpha gameplay. So that is going to be huge and a big portion of what we show today.
Yeah, exactly. So each day this week we've dedicated to a different kind of topic. So today is the opening day of Gamescom. Actually, most of the fans haven't actually been allowed to enter yet. It's kind of a sneak peek day. So you're actually lucky. Like not a lot of people are getting in today, but you, the fans here, can view all the action from the comfort of your own home. It's pretty nice. So today is opening day. We're going to be dedicating the next 3 days after this, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, to specific factions in Command & Conquer. The APA faction, formerly kind of the China faction, our new EU faction you'll get to take a look at on Friday, and last but not least on Saturday, we're going to be showing off everyone's favorite, I think, I know Melanie's favorite, the GLA faction. And then on Sunday, we're going to do something really cool. We're going to dedicate that day to community. So we're going to have community Q&A on each of the final 4 days. But that last day specifically, we're going to dedicate more time to community activities.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really fun treat. I can't wait for each day. There's multiple generals for each faction, of course. At least 5 that we can go into. Will we get to them all? I don't know. But that's the fun about it. We'll pick and choose, show you guys some stuff live, and you can actually see what we've been working on.
Our goal is to show you as much as we can in the 5 precious hours that we have this week. So
exactly.
I think we should kind of get on to it. But before that, I want to kind of set the stage of where we are, because I don't know how many people are watching right now or where they're from, but we're in Cologne, Germany at Gamescom. Specifically, we're in Hall 6 if you want to stop by and say hi to us. We're Hall 6 in the Command & Conquer corner. And I've been to Gamescom a couple times here, so I have some experience with the show, but we have a lot of newbies to Gamescom. I'm staring at you right here.
First time ever! Oh, glorious, glorious.
Actually, it's my first time as well, so it's massive. If anybody has gone to E3 in Los Angeles, this is probably 5 times bigger. You get lost in the halls, your feet hurt midday about 2 o'clock, and overall, it's just a giant maze. You feel like a rat in a maze. I hate to say it, but it's just crazy busy everywhere.
I'm going to put out there that if this is a maze, Command & Conquer is the cheddar that the rats are racing for.
It is, it really is.
What about the Gouda, right? Come on, guys.
Velveeta!
Or Velveeta. That works too. Didn't think about that one right away. But okay, Velveeta's.
Cheese.
I think we covered the European and American cheeses there.
Yeah, I'm pretty strongly feeling that as well.
So, Melanie, how has your first trip to Cologne, Germany been so far?
So amazing. Like, honestly, it's just beautiful. Everybody's so nice. And the con is just crazy. So busy, so full. Even on press day, I just can't believe it. I'm having so much fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, we had the opportunity to get a little bit of a guided tour of the city in some ways, and we actually have a segment for the fans to show a little bit more about the city. Melanie, you had the chance to kind of learn a little bit more about this. So why don't you set it up for everyone here?
All right, guys, you guys are gonna have fun just looking at everything from Cologne, Germany, all the goodness. So check it out. Watch Eric have a bunch of fun.
Eric, our community manager, will take you on a tour here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to gamescom. Follow me.
Welcome back, guys. As you can see, Eric is having so much fun and drinking some good beer. We were kind of trying to settle who was the most lightweight with the beer.
I think Melanie won, but
I think I won.
it's only because I'm twice her size. So otherwise, I probably would have won that one. I get the Asian glow too. It's quite embarrassing, but that's okay. I'll leave that for another day. So, but Matt, what do we have coming up next?
Well, we are going to get to really what everyone wants. I mean, I hope you guys will at least enjoy our explanations, but we're going to get some live gameplay here.
Awesome.
Are you guys ready for this?
Let's do it. I want to make this happen.
All right, great. So I'm going to step out of the way here. We're actually have Save Op here and Melanie get into game. Right down there, Melanie. I think it's already loaded.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we're actually going to have to jump in the game and give you your first sneak peek here. They're going to give you some live commentaries. They're playing back and forth. Looks like we're going to start up, it seems, with an APA versus EU faction. No, he's
versus
switching it up.
GLA. Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. This is surprising.
Did I get counterpicked? Did I just get counterpicked, guys?
I don't think so. We'll see what happens, though.
So word on the street in our office play test is that APA is pretty strong here. So I think Melanie's got a good advantage. SaveOp normally doesn't bust out the GLAs, so this is a little bit of a surprise.
I gotta tease it a bit. I have to say I love the GLA. Everybody loves the GLA. It's
That's true.
that faction that everybody hates but loves at the same time, right? So I have to tease it a little bit.
Exactly. Just a reminder, guys, tomorrow is going to be APA Faction Day. We're going to go into everything APA Faction. Saturday will be GLA Faction Day. We're going to go in more depth with the GLA Faction. For the time being, we're going to sit back, play some games, have some fun, and explore the world of Command & Conquer. So, like I said,
Let's do this.
why not get into it? There you go.
We're matchmaking right now, so it'll take just a couple seconds. And once it does and picks us up, we'll go straight into the gameplay. I'm not sure if you guys see this on your screen, but if you do, the front end here, we have the new stuff set up for the new patch for August, along with Dr. Thrax approving the Gamescom messaging. And also at the same time, a nice screenshot of the generals themselves, the new ones that have come into the Command & Conquer franchise. So as we go on, obviously, we'll have more and more generals to add to this. As we are seeing right now, the match has been found. We are going into game in just a quick moment. As it's loading, you guys see the Urban Combat General here. No one stands in my way and survives. Consider yourself warned. I'll be playing him tomorrow, and that's your warning,
What will
Melanie.
you do when death stares you in the face? That's the question.
I think she's taken on the persona of the Rocket General herself.
I'm doing it.
She's even painted her nails black, ladies and gentlemen.
I did. Just for this occasion.
So real quick, I'm opening right now with the GLA. The GLA run off there, of course, famous workers, this time having shoes. And I'm just gonna go out to the front here and build a command center right away. Standard traditional build, going straight out on the front of the map. Right now, obviously, as you guys can see here, right at this point right here where I'm highlighting, this is actually 3 out of 8 harvesters. As we continue on and more start to harvest, this will actually go up to the maximum of what we want for optimization, which will be 8. So I'm just gonna queue them one at a time. As a pro tip, obviously you always wanna just keep one in queue, so that way you always have the spare money to use on the battlefield for units, structures, defenses, or whatever else is needed. So that way you're always microwaving, always at the pinpoint of what you need to do for your action, and always at the same time rushing to the next thing. So obviously in an RTS, it's all about the APM. As you guys can see here, I'm cheating a little bit with the mouse, being a little bit lazy, but that's okay. As I come back to my workers here, I'm gonna cut to Melanie here, so maybe we can switch cameras.
Okay. So right now, I'm getting ready to, I'm first of all harvesting, and then I am building some barracks here. Going to start early with my army.
Now, as you guys can see on the map here, the little circular reticle that you guys see on both of our maps, I'm gonna actually turn alliances on for myself so you can see the good versus the bad, the easy correlation. This actually shows that this has a player power baffling effect. This means that player power is being casted on the bar down here cannot be used in that circular reticle. This makes it a little bit harder to scout, but at the same time, if you build a command center first, you do get a free scouting ability. In this case for the GLA, the GPS Scrambler, I'm gonna cast it outside her reticle, right over here, using my hotkey F4. I'm obviously leading my motions here, so she hears me and probably is already advancing in her tactic. Now, obviously, the Nitro General, which is known as also the Demolition General, she is actually the one that has a lot of detonation and has to close in the gap on everything she does. It's a little bit harder, a little bit more micro-intensive, but at the same time, the payoff when connecting is huge. So right now, I'm actually going to go ahead and take this worker somewhere else, speak in Command and Conquer tongue so she doesn't know what I'm doing, so I can at least have some advantage here.
Oh snap.
Hotkey in my other units and play in my choke points. As you guys can see here, this is one of the newer units, the Terror Technical, or as I like to call the Bomb Technical itself. This guy here is actually one of the same, has to close the gap, but it's huge damage. So right now what I'm going to do, have my hotkey for my Terror Soldiers and then my hotkey for my Bomb Technical or Terror Technical. I'm gonna move them out into the map and try to create some presence, right?
Uh-oh.
Now real quick, I need to micro at my base here as I talk at the same time. Going for a little something different here as I'm showing you guys right here on camera. So that way I don't give my strategy away. Keeping it back up here. This guy's chilling down here as I need to find him. There he is. And then I'm gonna do something else here. Now, oil derricks themselves have been changed for this patch. This is the patch that we told you that's gonna have a significant difference. We have eliminated the oil mechanic. Instead of oil coming out of the oil derricks, it's now gold. So at the same time, everything is one resource now. This is huge and going back to the old traditional ways of what CNC was once before. When you capture an oil derrick, as you guys remember from an engineer, this was actually something that was used as an oil tick or a gold tick per 5, and per 5 meaning every 5 seconds. And so in this situation, I'm gonna use that to my advantage, and this is what's happened right now with the oil. So the whole oil mechanic has changed to what you guys remember. Now, I am not hockeying my buildings, which is a super newbie move, so I'm gonna do that now, because I forgot. So, moving on from here, obviously I'm gonna scout. I see this here. I'm gonna take out her dozer right there as I speak really low.
Oh no! That's not cool. That's not cool, man.
Now I'm obviously eliminating the threat of the oil. This way it slows down her economy. I need to see what's going on. As you see here, I see that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I need to spy on what's there. Now the GPS Scrambler does two things. One, it actually goes ahead and scouts the location. The second, it actually goes ahead and blinds the opponent. So the only thing that they can see is things really, really close up to the actual head of the units. So that being said, it's perfect for my situation as the Nitro General. Now I'm moving on here with the units that you guys see here. These guys are the rocket buggies or sandstorms. Rocket buggies is an internal name, so that's a little secret for you guys. And then moving on there to make a little bit of presence on the map on that side. And as you guys always know, there's always a two-prong attack whenever you go to battle. And at the same time, for the normal strategy of everything, when you put your money on the map and attack, it's a great time to expand. So I'm gonna take this advantage since I have good map awareness at the moment. As you guys just saw there, I'm gonna skip back to her and see if she's gonna chase that. Now,
I'm after these guys, but I'm not really fast enough, so hold on, I've got something else up my sleeve.
And I'm gonna play the sandstorm straight into her base and try to stop this expansion. As you guys see here, that is detrimental. I'm using white phosphorus, and as you guys see on the tooltip, a blinding effect and also does damage over time. This is gonna help my guys do damage really fast. I need to run away here. I don't want to take the damage. I'm just trying to harass and kite, right? Hit and move, hit and move.
Not
So
cool, not
you don't want to
cool.
stay too long. It's annoying, as Melody is attesting to, but at the same time, it's effective, right? So this is what you have to do. So at the same time, as I said before, map presence is great. I'm missing these guys. They can't get close. I didn't use my GPS scrambler there. But here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to blind those opponents right there. And as I do, I'm going to do a little drive-by action, say hello and goodbye, and move up her ramp. I need to get into her main base. I lose one there. The blind doesn't last long enough right now. At the same time, I need to queue some units to counter whatever's coming next. Now, as you guys see here, my expansion's almost done. And then also, I have this guy trailing somewhere else in the distance. Now, as you guys see here, I need to garrison these structures, right? She has me beat as far as units go. So I'm going to use what you guys all know, which is the civilian structures, to actually garrison the map and create great camouflage for my units. This makes it so they have greater hit points, and at the same time is extremely well for the factors of dealing with her mess right there. My bomb technicals come right in. Thank goodness I built those early. And then right now I'm going to build some more since they were highly effective. I'm playing a choke point right now because obviously I don't have as many units as her. And I'm just going to try to make sure to stay out of her range and defuse the threat. As you guys saw there, I only have one angry mob left. He's a lone soldier. And in fact, I'm sorry, these are the rabble squad. Angry mobs get upgraded later on in the game once I get into the higher tiers. So I see something over here. I'm going to take that out as well. Don't want to deal with that. I've lost a lot already. And so what I'm going to do is try to keep my expansion going and make sure that I have enough units ready to go. I already have way too much money, as you guys see right now, which is a problem since I'm talking too much. But I'm going to pass it to Melanie to hopefully distract her. Right now,
snap, now you're trying to distract me. Okay, so right now I have, oh crap, I need to, wrong hotkey. So right now I have my infantry units, and I need to start building my war factory because I'm going to need more than just infantry right now. But I'm just tunnel visioning. I really want to put on a lot of pressure and distract. That's my goal. So let me, while I'm sending those units in that general direction, I'm going to build a war factory here and get that started.
Now, as you guys just heard, obviously I heard a tall tale sign since I can hear her casting, of course. It's unfortunate, but a bitter truth. I see the play in the mid here. She's definitely going heavy infantry right now, which is a little bit of a problem for myself since I have a lot of units that are basically that melee range. She can kite me really, really well right now. I'm going to take up to tier 2 for both my barracks here, for the tier 2 units, along with the salvage war factory. Now, the GLA has two splits here. One is obviously the salvage lab, which is you guys see here with a bunch of upgrades. And the second one is the toxin side, the chem lab. So obviously I'm going to play both. Right now I'm in a huge devastation at the moment. I actually don't think I can hold this out. So what I'm going to do is try to move these in here from behind and actually have my workers start attacking. If I can connect with these, which I didn't very well, she actually had good spacing on them. I'm in a little bit of trouble at the moment. I don't have a great counter besides these guys here, and I need to upgrade these guys with stimulants, but I don't have that right now. The only other thing I could do is harass as much as I can. So I'm gonna use that guy here. I'm letting her go ahead and do her thing on the other side while I do this on this camera here. Don't wanna give too much away once again. Trying to have some strategy here. And I'm just trying to play the choke as best as possible, but honestly, she has way too many units right now, and I'm a little bit hurting for
putting
some
on the
DPS.
damage.
So, infantry spam. I know, it kind of sucks.
Jumping back in here just to tell you you're gonna go.
He needed to know. You should have just, yeah, that's good. Good that you're informing him.
So just want to pop in really quick. So, reminder, this is alpha gameplay, and right now we don't have any of the alpha sound on the stream. We're actually going to be working on that audio thing so you can hear the sounds of Command & Conquer as well as sync the sites. So we're gonna have a tech guy actually kind of jump in here and work on the sound a little bit. So if you see a pop up, that's what's going on here. But I think it's worth it. And maybe Jason's excuse here to like we'll save you from Melanie, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, there we go.
Hooray!
They tried. Dude, that's like the Super Bowl power outage.
All in one.
Yeah.
Play number 2, ladies and gentlemen. That was play number 2. Ah, now my side's doing the same thing here.
Oh.
Spazzing out. Looks like they're trying to make it an even field. I'm gonna try my best to use my workers to actually attack. That's probably my best option right now while I go with this option right here, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys see it on the screen, gonna say nothing but that, and then go ahead and play the chokes as best as possible. That actually worked really well, which is shocking.
That
Shocking.
did. But
So I need to get back in the groove here. I am still way down right now. I need to see what she's doing at this moment. I don't have my GPS scrambler anymore. She took out my command center. I am really hurting for units, and I'm really hurting to actually get back into the game.
yeah, and you're about to be hurting even more.
See?
But you know what is back in the game? The sound.
All right, that's good. That's good. We got sound.
I'm trying to think of any good sound clips, especially in this moment. But I can't right now.
All right, so as you guys see here, I have this guy here. As you can see the name down here.
This guy here.
Yes, this guy.
I'm
His
trying to
name,
you know
this
the
guy.
secret
You know this guy
He's
and that
doing
guy.
it. Secret.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm behind here. I can't give away my strategy anymore. Obviously, I talked too much at the beginning, so I gotta play this up a little bit by not showing my cards so much. So as she spams, I spam, and that's how we're gonna go.
Oh.
So the only counter for me is if I land the things that you see on your screen in just a moment. These guys right here. So as that's going on there, as I see her right there, I can't do much with that. So what I'm gonna do is try to make those units effective there. Spam these right here. Use this.
Spam this and that and this and that and these things. Oh.
I think
All right.
I think it's fair to talk about like once you use it, like what you used, right? Just so the people at home know what's going on.
So I used the GPS, or actually I actually used the white phosphorus, which blinds right away. As my workers are trying to run away, obviously I am in a world of pain right now.
Yes,
And-
this hurts you.
The best I could do, and look, these guys right here can't even close the gap. She has way too much infantry at the moment, and my units cannot get to the point where they actually made that critical damage. So right now I'm scrambling at the moment. I will probably have to call it here so we can get into a new match. But it is
Yeah.
unfortunate that I got my butt handed to me so quickly as I sell off.
Ooh. GG, he called the GG.
It's unfortunate. It's quite painful to take in. I hate losing on a stream.
Yeah,
Especially
that's no
that.
fun, man. I'm sure that would suck.
I think we should I think we should have a scoreboard behind us at all times.
I think so. I really
that
think
might
so.
help. Yeah. If I'm constantly losing, I say scrap the scoreboard. I don't need to be reminded of the pain. But that was unfortunate, the defeat right there,
Beautiful.
and I clicked right away through it because I don't want to see it anymore.
I mean, to be fair, we did give Melanie like 6 hours of practice time the other day.
6 hours? Dude, I only played 2 games.
She's
All right.
talking her emotions down right now, obviously.
All right. Would you like me to jump in and?
Yeah, you know, it would help. It would help save my throat.
All right.
Oh,
all right.
okay.
All right.
So
a new.
I will let you jump in. Matt Marcoux versus Melanie.
All right. A new.
see how we do
a new
here.
challenger
Here we go.
merges.
If you guys could have saw, I wish you did. He had a quarter on the machine calling next. Old school arcade box style.
Actually. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. All right.
We will.
Melanie,
Let's do this.
let's do this.
Now, what I'm going to try to do here to make it a little bit more fair and less
Uh-oh.
about talk when they're talking about what they're doing, I'm going to try to describe what they're going to do so that way they can concentrate on the strategy. I found it very, very distracting when I was commenting on myself. And then also Melanie was able to react very quickly.
We'll go with that.
So,
So I'll start actually with a little bit of insight. So I've chosen to show the first EU general, the
Nice.
Cleaver general. She was actually used. Yeah, match found. She was actually used yesterday at our press conference where we had a grudge match between our 2 German community managers. That's actually online. You guys can go check that out if you want to see the conclusion. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was a match of pride.
now,
And-
for the community members out there that love the demo, but at the same time didn't get enough of it, you know, we had to keep it short and sweet, so we had to pick it up midway in progress. So that's why you didn't see a full 15-minute match or 20-minute match. We had to make it quick and snappy on the actual press conference.
But you're
So-
seeing those matches now, the
yes.
full versions.
So this is the longer version.
I am going the wrong way. All right.
So right now, Matt is actually opening up with a command center. this will do, like I said before, multiple things. It'll give him a player power to scout, along with a player power baffling, so his units are shielded in that circular area on the mini-map once it actually goes up. Now, traveling over to Melanie's side here, give me one moment as I drag my butt over there. Now, she looks like she's doing almost the same thing. Now, I don't want to spoil her strategy either and do any kind of tall tale signs of what she's doing, because everything needs to be a surprise. That's the fun of a match online. So, strategy is everything in an RTS, and it looks like she's doing her own. As you see, her command center finishes before Matt's does, so her micro and APM is just a little bit higher. Oh my. Now, she's going ahead and using that strategy that she did in my game and going for that early resource economy boost. That's a sign for Matt to pick that up. Now, at the same time, you see her using the hotkeys as an advanced player and going straight into that first production structure. I will keep it slightly vague since you guys see it on the screen, but at the same time, I don't want to blow the whole strategy. Now, what you guys see right there is Matt Marcoux using the spy drone. That actually scouts out the units themselves and is able to do that. Now, the reason he can cast it is because he casted it on the edge of the circular reticle. It can go into the actual setup of the reticle. It just can't be casted in that circular reticle. So right now, he should see this and react accordingly, which is a double barrack setup. It was already scouted by that UAV spy drone, and so hopefully he can react in time and play the choke points. Now, a great thing about the railgun tanks here that he's going to be producing later on, and in general, the railgun General Cleaver, she has a lot of AoE damage in a line. So a lot of the times, if Matt can have that choice to play the choke or a garrison structure, if Melanie here clumps up and makes that huge mistake, he will actually one-shot a lot of the units all at the same time.
Ooh. Please make a mistake. Please make a mistake.
I don't plan on it, not this time.
I know. Melanie's famous strategy is coming to play again, and if it happens at the same time and defeats both of us, I'm naming it. So, now as you guys see here, Matt already heard what he needed to heard, and he's reacting accordingly, I think, right, Matt?
No, I was going in to show this off here, actually, because you know, I play Cleaver quite a bit in our play test at the office, and I don't want to give it away too much, but I like certain aspects of her strat. I mean, railgun, I mean, she's really all about railgun tactics. She's all about range damage. So maybe I gave that away. Maybe it's obvious to Melanie. There's some stuff going on here.
It looks like he's reacted on the map. Now, everybody at home, from an RTS player, and for those of you that have watched Day 9 before, big shout out to him, you know, he said it best, right? About 60 to 70% of the time, you want to be watching your mini-map. Why? Because that tells you everything. That tells you where you need to go. That's why map awareness is so huge. And at the same time, you can react the quickest if you see everything right away. Right? That's why garrison structures on the map are in key locations, and that's why there's certain areas that are dead, like the water itself, where you can't garrison anything, which is a great vulnerability point on the backside if you went air. So these are just a couple of notes that you want to make happen. Now, obviously RTS is very high micro intensity, so a lot of the times it's not easy to do all these things at once, but over time you want to train your eye to at least look at the mini-map 60 to 70% of the time. That will tell you everything you need to know. It's the heartbeat and pulse of your RTS gameplay, and it's your reactionary line to everything.
Well said. I don't know what else to add. That's exactly everything I'm doing. Everything to a T.
Yeah, you guys know it, and as he grows on you, he is definitely one that speaks the truth, right? And it's very modest, as you guys just noticed. So
I'm trying to speak the truth. I'm trying to tell everyone about what I'm doing, so that when you go into the when you get into the alpha, for the lucky few of you, you know what to do. Oh, look what I found here. You thought you could hide that from me. You cannot. Felt like that didn't die? All right, I'm a completionist, so I'm gonna go back and finish this off here. I think it's dead. There it is. I have so much fun. Like, I'm one of those. Sometimes I get caught up in new gameplay and I look at like all the effects that are going on, and instead of like focusing on what's efficient. Oh wow! I don't. And
it looks like Matt is gonna have to either play the choke.
Let me learn you all a lesson here if I can get in there. I think
snap!
Is that a garrison structure? It looks.
I think it is. Why can't I not go in there?
It doesn't look like it has any pips though. It's a decoy.
Oh, is that a decoy one? Oh man.
And let it be witnessed,
All
Matt
right.
is noobing it up
All
on
right.
stream.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to do was, oh, I still have one left. He's firing. Keep fighting, little buddy. Keep fighting. This is gonna.
Keep fighting, little buddy.
Exactly. This is gonna be an infantry game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think it is an infantry spam game. Tactic number 1 for Miss Melanie Mack.
Is
Now,
infantry
the
spam.
fun
It
thing
is a
about
good one.
RTS is how do you teach somebody to do new strategy, right? Especially when they have their favorite, which in this case, Melanie's is infantry.
Spam on, span off.
Right? It's like a ShamWow commercial up in here. So at the same time, what we need to do, and part of the fun of an RTS, is to actually be able to say and do exactly the opposite of the strat that she's doing to counter it. Now, if she's able to counter it, this will make her and force her to learn a new strategy, and that's hopefully what Matt is going to do.
I don't know if I'm capable of that at this point. I've got a lot of stuff in my brain. Things are going to fall out if I learn something new, right? And that's not good.
Your brain is full, right? So you have to make room for something else by using something.
Exactly.
Now, Miss Melanie Mack over here, as she's already progressively dominating, I'm going to try to distract her a little bit to give my man.
Snap. Okay, you go ahead and do that. We'll see what happens. All right, so I am going to go ahead and not let him distract me. I know he's going to try, but I'm ready to just attack.
You know what? I bet you two are colluding right now.
And
I bet
I'll just,
there was some
like-
discussion there on how to
I'll
beat
just
me.
tell you. I'll tell you that I'm attacking you. And I'm going to see what you can do about that. So, let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. I've got some units here.
Do you?
Running forward.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got to remember what I hotkeyed them as. Okay, there we go. 8. All right.
What if our forces meet up? It's like
Then
the
they will
unstoppable
become
force
friends.
and the immovable object. Uh-oh.
They'll become kind of friends.
They'll become friends.
We'll see. We'll see about
friendly,
that. But
nice friendly match here.
right now, oh snap! What is this going on right now?
Wow, look at that infantry spam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you guys see right now that this is actually playing really well. Matt's using that choke point, and he's actually using the railgun tanks for the AoE damage. As long as he catches the back units, everything in that line will take the full blunt of the damage. This is huge. Look at this counter as you guys see it right now. The red guard that she's been spamming has actually been diminished on that mini-map. Now,
Yeah.
there's another attack coming out. Now, Melanie has some RTS skills here. She's doing a double flank, which is actually very pro of her. And it looks like Matt is playing it safe by playing his choke point on that ramp. The ramps themselves are very, very effective. As you would all imagine in the previous RTSs of CNC, it's the same mechanic where if you're on the bottom of the ramp, you don't see up it until you actually scout it or have a unit on top of that ramp. So a lot of the times it's really hard to penetrate if somebody's playing their choke point really well. Now, the success rate of Matt's strategy right now is actually serving really, really well. The railgun soldiers that he's been using has automatically
Ouch.
countered the spam mechanic that Miss Melanie Mack over there was using. This might be that history lesson in the books that she's been running with since the beginning of 0 Hour.
This is the Cleaver General also has anti-spam properties, so it's the anti-spam general, especially in this case.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Now, at the same time, when I was playing with the Nitro General, or in this case, Demolition, Nitro being her call sign name, it was a little bit harder for me to react. Why? Because there were so many units and she had them nicely spread out, so it was hard for me to connect with one unit, hitting so many actual setups of her red guard. So a lot of times I was on the back end of the receiving end of that one, and it was just unfortunate.
Oh snap! This isn't looking too good
I don't
right
know.
now.
I think this. Oh, I'm gonna get bombed here.
He has to move out of the way. As you guys see here,
You're like-
the reticle for the player power coming down. It misses a little bit, but it does hit something, so it's slightly beneficial.
I was paying attention for once. Just this
He
once.
was paying attention, thankfully for him.
Now, what you guys see right there that Matt is building from the airfield is the Phantom. The Phantom itself is a newer unit for the European Union. As you guys would guess, since it's called the Phantom, it does come in cloaked right away. So a lot of the times, only when it attacks is when you see it, unless you have a stealth detection unit. The stealth detection units in the game itself are one, that right there that you guys just saw on Matt's screen. which is the player power that it uses for scouting. The other one is the caster unit for any of the factions. For GLA, it's the radar van. For APA, it's the Dragonfly air unit. And then for EU, it's the
fire team.
See, this guy
There
knows
we
it
go.
better than I do. I don't play EU as much. That's his flagship faction, I think. So.
I really like the Cleaver General. I probably showing showing how much I've been like learning the spam technique with it, or the anti-spam in this case.
Dude,
wow.
well,
Dude.
this is
Dude, bro.
this is looking bleak.
This
This is looking very bleak.
I like how it's looking. Oh, here comes the fuel bomb. I'm dropping it.
snap.
I'm dropping it.
Oh.
And boom goes the dynamite.
That
That's my new trademark line.
TM. So at the same time here, it looks like adding insult to injury. He's going to finish off the last pieces of her base.
Oh.
There's the victory screen from Mr. Matt Marcoux. Melanie has taken on her first loss, which is the first here since she's landed at Gamescom. It's fairly painful. But I think it's time maybe for a grudge match between ourselves.
Could be, but let's take a step back and talk through that game a little bit. I want to help get a sense of the strategy here, because I only caught bits and pieces of your first game there. So I gathered through the audio that there was a lot of spam going on, infantries in particular. So I kind of came into this match realizing like, hey, if it's gonna be infantry versus infantry, in my opinion, right now in the way our alpha sits, the railgun infantry are probably the most powerful.
Right.
So, and I don't know if you knew that, Melanie. You probably didn't.
I didn't.
No, surprise. Hacks, developer advantage there. Yeah. But so I came into this thinking, okay, I have my infantry counter, and let's see what else we can do here. I made sure to expand properly. What were you thinking the whole time, Melanie?
I was just thinking attack, build infantry and attack. And then I was going to have like a little backup plan. I was building a war factory, wanted to get some tanks going, and it just wasn't enough. Too late.
Now, Melanie, what I'd like to get your thoughts on, because I've been playing the build a little bit, is kind of the economy. What I gathered from like Sevov's explanation is that you were expanding a little bit, which is like really important in this game, but there's actually a couple different ways to earn gold, or there's two different ways to earn gold. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's really cool. Through the, from what I'm used to, is with it being separate, I just think that this just makes it more accessible, and I like it. I really like it.
Yeah, and to just like, go through the details. So in the current Alpha Command & Conquer, there's one resource, which is gold. And that resource is what you use to build everything. You can acquire that in two different ways. So obviously you have your natural base, which comes with a couple workers for starters. You can expand to secondary bases. But you also have the option to build onto an oil field. And that oil field will give you gold over time. Every tick, it will give you an additional set of gold. So the current strategy, the current meta, if you will, is to you can how do I say it? There's a greater upfront cost for those oil wells, but yet they're kind of sneaky, and they give you this gradual tick, which over time can make them very, very valuable if they're not scouted out and destroyed.
I like it. It was cool. Get to like diversify your gold methods.
Good. So I guess with that said, we should diversify our opponent base here, our matchup base.
Yeah, this should be nice.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping Miss Melanie Mack over there can cast for us, so we can just focus on the growth match.
That sounds fun.
Nice.
She can say whatever she needs to say. She can describe whatever she needs to describe.
I like this idea.
About the APM, the micro, the macro, and overall dominance of Savop versus Matt Marcoux.
Oh,
all right. So
wow.
we're going to have a developer grudge match here again. I'll shift over. I'll take my station, my original station.
Do it, man.
I'm going to let him load back into the front end first so I can find him in the matchmaking system. Now, I'm going to have Miss Melanie Mack over here choose for me what general I should be playing.
Oh, wow.
Actually, let's have Melanie choose both.
I'll choose both.
That'll make it very, very even.
I like this. I think everybody is going to want to see Toxin General. So, Dr. Thrax. And for you...
Uh-oh.
make it hard. Make it
hard. I'm thinking Inferno looks really cool.
Inferno does look really cool. So we have another APA versus GLA match here.
Yeah.
It's about all the elements. Fire and green stuff.
Fire and green stuff. Yes.
Fire
Toxin.
versus green stuff.
Toxin.
I mean, I know it's toxin, but it's green. Like, what is it made of? Like, there's a lot of things can be toxins. What is
That's
in this
true.
toxin?
I cannot foretell his secrets.
We'll have to ask Brian what
Yes.
what is actually in the
Yes.
toxin. And you know
That's
what?
a good idea.
We'll do that, and you know what? He'll get a call from like the NSA, CIA the next day. And probably just by saying that, we're all getting calls this week too.
Oh no.
So.
That's
Oh
okay.
snap.
All right. So might as well load in the game here.
We're gonna go ahead and start finding the match right now for PvP. This is the PvP queue. Now, in a normal setup when we have multiple people hitting our servers, this one's specific to just us. It will actually be so you can actually go into a 3v3, 2v2, or a 1v1 setup in this matching queue. Now, what happens here is it's dependent on how many people are online at once. So if there's 6 people on right away, it'll jump into a 3v3 matchup almost seamlessly. Now, if there's not enough people, and there's only 2 people on, like Miss Melanie Mack playing at 1 in the morning because she wants to learn a better infantry spam tactic, then, you know, it might be one of those things where 1v1 is the only thing that can happen because of the amount of people hitting the servers. So, as we load into game, it'll take a quick minute. I'm gonna let that sit there for the moment.
So I think this match should be good. I would say APA. I've played the most of at this point.
Oh.
I guess is the most for you GLA, or is it something else at this point?
I would say GLA is one of
Okay.
my favorites. I think the characters, the persona, are definitely things that I feel that I can gravitate towards.
Gotcha.
And so a lot of the times what I would like to do is basically learn that faction as best as I can and then apply it in all general setups as best as possible.
We're gonna pop in and pop out really quick here. There we go.
War Storm 848. I know, buddy, I know. Very soon, sir. All right. So I am going to go back into game here. Give me 1 second.
Frostbite, Command and Conquer. Oh, I don't have the headset on this thing. Like, I love the intro music that we have right now, and I'm not gonna hum it or sing it because that would be really embarrassing and bad for everyone involved. Naming myself here, but the music here is catchy.
It is. It
If you
is.
could just-
I'm actually going to skip the intro here on my
Oh.
front end. I don't think that's being shown at the moment, but just to hurry up and get to the process of the matchmaking setup. We had a slight hiccup here. There's a lot of internet bandwidth being used at the same time here, both at our booth, EA booth in general, and everywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, even though, so just back to our initial kind of history on Gamescom. So traditionally, Gamescom is not open to the public on this day. They decided to open up to, my understanding is some lucky members who buy like fast passes. It's like going to the amusement park and getting the special VIP treatment. But there's a ton of people here today. I was not expecting it. You know how it is when you get a lot of people in one area. Everyone's on their phone. Everyone's on the internet. Like, we can't live without it these days. If an EMP went off in the area, like, you know, I think what people would be most worried about is like their ability to not check email and play games, right?
Yeah, it's
I
actually
think
pretty
so.
devastating. When the power goes out in general, if I can't play a game, I'm a little bit lost.
It's sad.
Melanie just cries.
Devastating. I just cry.
And
It looks like here we might have technical difficulties, so I'm gonna step off real quick to see what I
all
can
right,
do here.
Save Ops or Mans. Save Ops going to look into the scenario. We can. Yeah, go ahead, man. Okay. Yeah.
Give me
Go
1
ahead.
second here.
So we
this
want
out.
we want to make sure we can give you as much gameplay as possible. Save Op, in addition to being the ruggedly handsome and articulate caster that he is, he also works on our development team as a product manager, development manager. So he specifically works on this web end. So he knows a lot about it here. So he's gonna like go into the details.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the new EU generals? Because that guy with the lab coat and stuff like that, he seemed really cool.
Yeah, so
Who's he?
this is, I guess, a little bit of a teaser for Friday.
Oh,
Friday's gonna
yes,
be our
that's
edit.
of
So
course.
actually, Save Op is a little bit better with the history of the game than I am, but well, and you're pretty good with the history of Command and Conquer as well. The EU faction is a completely new faction in the game, never been seen before. But you know, some of the concepts are similar. It's not foreign it's not foreign gameplay in either way. It fits
Right.
within the universe. It's not like they're aliens or something. Like
Yeah.
the Europeans have
Oh, no.
arrived.
Via spacecraft. Shoo.
No. It's just the European take of a warring faction.
I was surprised, I gotta admit, when I first saw the announcement, I was like, wow, I'm used to USA, so this was really cool. This is really neat.
Yeah, got to mix
brand
it up a
new
little bit.
experience.
And I don't know which station they're on right now, so maybe we can both focus on like the general lineup and kind of show people
Yeah.
the front end. And I mean, I think one of the cores of the game, besides the faction, is the general you take, because as you kind of see in the screen here, so on when you're getting into the game screen, next to the play button, you have the ability to select your faction and specifically your general right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, selecting your faction is kind of like choosing your playstyle, and you get a certain portion of the base units available, but depending on which general select, it refines and it which access to which units you have. So for example, since we were talking about the EU, let's just go down the list. So I'm going to go down the bottom where I had Cleaver, who's the EU railgun general. So she has access to railgun tanks, railgun soldiers, railgun turrets that the other generals do not have access to. It's possible that, and I don't know it inside and out. I think we'll get into more detail on the EU Faction Day. But it's possible one of the other generals may have access to the EU railgun as a how do I say it, as an Uber upgrade, something it takes them much later to progress to, or
Right.
maybe have access to the railgun turret. But
Okay.
she is the master of that craft. She's the
Right.
master of that. So she gets faster access to that. That's just part of her kit, if you will. It's her play style.
Right.
And it impacts not only her units, but the player power she uses as well.
That's really great.
Yeah, so you can think of the factions as like the shared pool of units and player powers, which are the abilities we were activating throughout the map when you see the white or red circles, the reticles in there. But the generals are exactly you refine down to how you want to play.
I love the diversity of the generals, and they all just reek with personality just by even looking at their portraits. I'm like, wow, they're just very appealing, and I think that's really awesome. I'm noticing a good amount of female generals, which I think is cool. And I know 0 Hour did have one female general on the US side, which was neat, but I really like seeing the female general options here.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, there's a lot of diversity in the regions, in who is in each faction. I think one thing that point out that's important for those of you who are into the Command & Conquer history, the GLA faction is making an appearance again, and previously they were a very Middle Eastern faction. And what we've decided to do with the GLA in this game is make them kind of like a global syndicate, right? So you see Nitro there, who was playing the first game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can actually look at her backstory in this web client, but she's I think she's from kind of like the Ukrainian area, like the CIS states.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we have like I said, I don't know their history, so I'm probably not doing them justice. But
Right.
Wild Dog here, he's a Marauder faction from North Africa, I believe. I could be wrong. There's a lore guy somewhere back in LA
Yeah.
who's face palming right now.
He's
He's like, oh.
face-palming.
But yeah, there's a really big diversity here.
I like that. I really do like that. That's really cool.
So I don't know if we have any ETA here on Save Up, but we do have a couple more treats for everyone.
We do.
We do. So earlier in the day, I guess one of the things you'll see more in the booth here, like I said, there's we don't have any outside cameras at this point, but there's some cool stuff going on at the Command & Conquer booth here, which is in the middle of the CNC booth. And Melanie had the chance to kind of tour around, and she found one really big kind of surprise.
I did. It was a very pleasant surprise, very awesome surprise.
What's the surprise, Melanie?
The tank! The tank!
There's a tank here?
Yes! It's a freaking tank!
Wait, how is there a tank here?
I don't know how they did it, but there is a tank right there. It's the Warlord from the APA faction. Looks amazing. It's huge. It's massive. And looks so legit, just like it came straight out of the game. I think somebody took a little gun, took all the pixels out of the game and just put them right there because it looks just like it. It's
awesome. Well, I think we have some insight into how the tank got here. Should we share that surprise, or you want to hold on to that?
Or we can share a little bit of it. It was created by a German tank enthusiast, I should say. And very cool. We're gonna have some cool stuff to show them, where they can get more behind the scenes on that.
I think maybe we should give them a video or something. Do you think
Yeah, I think so. Yeah? I think they would like that.
Yeah, would you guys like to see a video on this tank here? Well, without further ado, I think we should roll the clip here and show you the tank.
If they want.
It was created by a German tank enthusiast, and we've got some sweet English dub footage to show you just how this tank was made. So check it out.
We went to the video, so we'll close the show then.
Es ist eine der größten Attraktionen auf der diesjährigen Gamescom. Eigens für die Messe wurde der originale Command & Conquer Panzer nachgebaut und sorgt in Halle 6 für mächtig Aufsehen. Als Ausgangsbasis dient das amerikanische Panzermodell M48.
Im Prinzip ist es so, dass wir einen komplett neuen Vorderbau von
Jason,
dem Turm oben konstruieren, damit das dann halt dem nahe kommt, wie es dann halt im Spiel dann dargestellt wird. Das Spiel Command & Conquer, das kenne ich von früher. Eine heutige Version, die kenne ich nicht. Da spiele ich lieber hier mit den wirklichen, echten großen Panzern.
Dieser hat ein Kampfgewicht von 55 Tonnen. Die maximale Geschwindigkeit von ca. 50 Stundenkilometern entwickelt ein Motor in der Größe eines Kleinwagens. Mit 800 PS luftgekühlt verbraucht der 12-Zylinder auf 100 Kilometer etwa 1200 Liter Superbenzin.
Das ist der Vorgänger vom Leopard 1, wurde von der Bundeswehr eingesetzt, weil die Bundeswehr durfte nach dem Krieg keine eigenen Panzer haben, aber das war eine Gemeinschaftsentwicklung. Wurde dann bis 67, 68 von der Bundeswehr verwendet, bis dann der Leopard 1 kam. Man hat zwar einen Kettenantrieb, dass man halt auch besser durch die rause Gelände kommt und nicht so viel stecken bleibt und halt auch keine Schäden, kann halt kein Reifen platzen und solche Sachen, also halt unaufhaltsam. So ein M48 ist schon sehr schwer aufzuhalten. Eigentlich bleibt davor nicht stehen.
Verlockend. Aber dann doch lieber klimafreundlich mit dem Schwertransporter von Fürstenau nach Köln. Damit der umgebaute Panzer auch möglichst pünktlich zur Gamescom für die Besucher bereitsteht, benötigt es nun Präzision, Erfahrung und einige Stunden Fahrzeit. Aufgrund der gesetzlichen
Because of the legal regulations, we couldn't start until 10 p.m. About 2 years ago, we brought it here, and we've been working on it since then. And now we contributed to trade fair. The route's been planned long term, and we set off and was done with the trial one, so there were no complications, 6 hours trip.
Angekommen in Köln heißt es dann für die Fahrer
And the police protected with the convey. Once they arrived in Cologne, the drivers have a break because it won't be unloaded till 7 o'clock the next morning. The whole thing happens right in front of the trade fair halls. The CNC tank will be brought into position and put into the spotlight at the fair stand. An impressive sight that you can check out at the Electronic Arts stand in Hall 6.
Wasn't it?
I thought it was like.
Yeah, sweet tank.
No, for me, it's like, what if I took all my time that I did investing playing video games and I learned how to build a tank? Like, I could probably do it.
I bet you could.
But would it be as much fun? I don't know.
The cheese tank.
The
Joke has come full circle.
Well, guys, we hope you enjoy the gameplay we were able to show today and all the segments going on. That's going to be it for CNC TV today. But let's talk a little bit about what we have coming up tomorrow.
Now tomorrow, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, I believe that
I will. Don't worry about that.
Dude, don't do that, man. I told you. Okay, so it's the APA faction. So the APA faction tomorrow, the Asian Pacific Alliance, will be the next faction that we dive into. And that's going to be a lot about the spamming of Melanie. One tactic.
We'll get into the mystery of that, why it works so well.
The propaganda tower is coming back, so you guys will see that and what that does. Overlord tanks, not just Warlord tanks, but Overlord tanks are also going to be in the mix there, along with some awesome, cool new things from the Nuke General that are special units that we can't quite dive into until we hit that gameplay tomorrow. So,
good.
And also, I think we're going to try to do an interview with our producer, Brian.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, who Melly's going to pick his mind a little bit more on the ins and outs of the APA.
I'm going to get all the answers, all of them.
All the answers?
For you guys.
We're going to come back with more gameplay. Also, tomorrow, what we want to do is, at the end of this segment, we're going to look for your comments, both on Twitter, the Twitch chat, and Facebook. We don't want to get too complicated, but primarily Twitter and the Twitch chat. If you guys have any questions for us, you can tweet at officialcnc, which is our Twitter channel. If you're on the Twitch chat and you're behaving nicely, right, no trolly comments, right, we'll answer your questions.
But if they're really witty and funny, I have to say I probably will comment on it.
And as I say that, I see like the Twitch chat going crazy up and down. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do some of that each day. Work that in this segment. Interview with Brian. More little video clips here, and the APA faction.
It's a big day tomorrow. Big day.
It is a big day. So and tomorrow we're gonna be on at the same time, same channel. So 1 o'clock Central European time, Cologne time, if you will.
Yes.
So be sure to tune in. Same time, same channel. All right. On behalf of the entire crew here, I'm Matt Marcoux.
I'm Jason Savopoulos.
And I'm Melanie Mack.
We are signing out.
See ya, Generals.